Yo,
Yo,
Yup.
yo,
yo.
Yo, let's go.
Mr. Brian again.
That was worth it.
Man, I'm so young. I'm so young.
Oh yeah.
Running on my things.
Wefobz
I stay
Podcast.
strong, so I still move on. No matter what goes on. Starting from a far place, moving on. Because I started from a far place. I'm all about the money making. I don't got time for any haters. No, I'm trying to go see different places.
Oh man,
I'm all about the money making.
that was the funniest intro right there. I tried to click on the damn song to come on, and it just gave me a delay. Welcome to all our Wefobz Nation members back to another podcast. This is episode 23. Man, we're moving. Such a beautiful moment here we're having. And I got with you a couple of my beautiful Wefobz hosts here. We got Queen.
Hey.
And introducing Rstamon.
blup, what's happening?
Welcome.
Welcome, Rstamon. Welcome, Queen. Man, we're bringing in the new vibes and the new views. This is what we love. All different types of views coming right here on our Wefobz podcast. But before we go on and before we say any more, we better get some details out of the way. So let's get the Wefobz disclaimer going. Anything we say and or do on this podcast is purely for entertainment and educational purposes only. The opinions of the speakers belong to the speakers themselves and does not represent Wefobz brand. The Wefobz brand. Please don't hold it against us. We're just sharing what we're interested in, and we hope you enjoy what we share. If not, like, comment, subscribe. We would love to hear anything from you all. The Wefobz mission. Our Wefobz mission is to promote and encourage the changing of negative mindsets, stigmas, situations, and encounters into positive outcomes. Need I say more, hosts? Is that good enough? We good?
We good.
That's strong.
Rstamon, man, we thank you for coming and becoming a part of this crew, whyuce.
Man, I've been looking forward to this since episode 1. So it's
Oh
good to
my
be here.
gosh, Queen, you heard that?
I sure did.
Definitely loving it. Loving it. I love it. Well, I've got a couple of interesting topics for the both of you today. I mean, sorry, Wefobz Nation. Puni Moa and Chifla are very busy in their real lives, which is now called IRL. So they'll be missing out on these podcasts. But man, we're gonna hold it down with these interesting topics. And I know my current host here, Queen and Rstamon, is gonna be able to give you a couple of very interesting insights into them. So if they're both ready, I can spill the beans on them. So what do you all say?
Spill them.
That's what I love to hear. So topic of the day, the evening, the night, wherever you are listening from. This is an interesting one. Okay. I hope I'm gonna put this right. And there's 2 news articles that I'm using to support this from online. When can you say that it's time to call it quits based on your age? Let me repeat that again. When can you say it's time to call it quits based on your age? Whew. It's a bit heavy, huh?
Yeah.
Great question.
Okay, you all. Let me give you both some insight of what I found and why I brought up this question. I hope you both don't mind, but I'm gonna get right into it. You okay? You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let me jump right into it. So the first article, this really caught my attention. And this one is based from Yahoo News. Alexander Nazarian. Alexander, I'm sorry if I butchered your last name, sorry. This person is a senior White House correspondent. And he writes, Dianne Feinstein presents Democrats with problem they can't solve. The oldest member of Congress seems unlikely to resign despite calls from fellow Democrats for her to do so. A summary to this article, what it says is, she was in the hospital for months, and now she's back to work. Both the Dems and Republicans, her co-constituents, are trying to tell her, you're a bit old now. It's time for you to retire. She's 89 years old. The oldest member in Congress right now. Senior senator from California. Long list of accomplishments. But now they're saying she's also got a long list of detractors, or people are like, they believe it's time. Because there was a couple of incidents, and one of the most known incidents is on live on news, she forgot that she was absent from work for months. Everybody knows what happens when that happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think at that point, it's time to go.
Well, that's the first one, all right? I'm going to give you all the second one. The second one is just recent, okay? Second one is recent. This one is from AP News, Darlene Superville. Biden thanks Air Force Academy graduates for choosing service over self. He stumbles after speech. All I'm going to say is, because it goes, to me, it's not a political thing. It's in this second article, it talks about what happened on national television. President Joe Biden gave a speech, tried to walk away, and he fell down for like the 100th time in front of all these people. Again, I go back to the question. I may sound a bit insensitive to a lot of people, but it needs to be brought up. I think it needs to be talked about. When is it time to call it quits? When you know that you're coming to that point in your life. Some thoughts, Rstamon, Queen? Queen, you want to start off, or you want to hand it off to Rstamon?
I'll let Rstamon do the honor, being his
Okay.
welcome. Let's hear from you, Rstamon.
All right. I think for me, when it's time to hang it up, I think when the arthritis starts kicking in, then it's time to hang it up. But for somebody like me who come from the islands and stuff, pretty much it's a mindset. I think it depends on how you feel. But you also have to know when it's your time to make room for the younger people to come in. Because you were the young one at one time. So now you have to realize, and I think it's an ego thing, that you don't want to step down, So for me, that lady, Feinstein,
yeah,
it's an ego more than anything else. I think that she doesn't want to step down, because she's been around long enough. And how many more accolades does she want?
wow.
She has enough,
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Great points there. I also not only it's an ego thing, it's selfishness. Because people's mind, it's all about their mindset. but then you think you can do it. In your mind, you say, I still can do it. I still got a little bit in me, but your body's saying otherwise.
Yeah.
Your body, your health, it's saying otherwise. It's going different directions. You know, the best thing to do is start to train the next leaders, like you say, Rstamon. There's younger folks coming up. It's their time. Your time is up. You have done enough in office or whatever work you're doing. Give the opportunity to other people. Let them do it. Because if you don't stop, things like this is going to happen. You can be embarrassed, especially with the high profile job that, you know, with Biden and Feinstein.
Yeah.
Man, you already hit the top of your game, but now you want to go above the top of your game. Then all of a sudden, you know, things like this happen on media, and then all of a sudden everything that you work for, that you had your name, you know, you were known for these things, and you want to be known as the president who stumbled, as a senator who forgot. All that stuff, the good stuff that you've done, all of a sudden is put behind, but this is the last thing people are going to remember you from. And for people who are close to them, even family members or the aides around them, they need to speak up and tell these guys. Don't be afraid of them just because of their title. Like, you guys work for the people. Know when is your time up. Like, come on, man. That's my little insight on that for now. But when it's time to go and your body's saying, I'm done, then your brain needs to say, I'm done too.
Woo! Deep thoughts on those. Well, let me ask you two this. Will you both know when to say you're done? Will you say you're done at that time when it comes?
I know. Because I had, like, most recently, I just had to give up something to do something else.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, I mean, I've been holding the position for quite a bit, and it's time for someone else. And I've been training people behind me. That's why I'm speaking the way I'm speaking, because I've just recently doing it, and I'm doing it as I speak right now. So it's time to give up that high position, teach the young ones, because, you know, they still have over 15 years left, and you have 20 plus. It's time to hang the boots and train the next group.
Rstamon, you think you're
Yeah,
gonna be able to do
I
it?
agree with that. I definitely would know when to pass the torch. And in Feinstein's case, it's not just it's not just her body, it's her mind also. So she's a double whammy, two things working against her, body and mind. So it's really time for her to go. And Queen talked about training people behind you. You have to pass the knowledge to the younger ones. You already established your legacy. They got to establish theirs. It might be greater than yours. It may not be, but people fear that somebody coming behind them might accomplish things that they weren't able to accomplish.
Yep.
You know, it might, make their legacy seem a little bit less legendary than it used to be if somebody comes behind them that they train and surpasses what they did. You know, but that's the world we live in. That's how records are broken and stuff. You know, you need to pass it on. You need to hang it up. You know, I remember when Wilt Chamberlain retired.
Wow.
He retired at the height in his prime. I don't know if you remember that.
Yep.
And he said, I'm in my prime. I want to go out while I'm on top.
Yep.
Yeah, he did. He went out while he was on top. You know, he didn't play till couldn't play anymore. He went out when he was on top.
Wow, the Wilt Chamberlain, that's such a great example. And Queen, and you just living actually what we're speaking about. Wow. Yeah. What more proof do people need? But then again, I have to play devil's advocate here. What about those that the breadwinner, there's not an option for them to call it quits? You know, there's a lot, especially in our islander cultures, right? In our islander culture, sometimes it's the grandparents taking care of the grandkids. Have you all been through that?
Yeah.
What about when the grandparents, like, man, not even just in our culture, but I know it's big in the Asian cultures, especially out in China and those where the old ones are still at work, trying to earn the bread. Us as Americans, we can say, I believe we have more say towards that point. But what about those ones? It's still the same principle, right?
It's the same. It's the same principle, but it's just a sad situation because they're forced to take care of their grandchildren because given the circumstances where the children are, they could be either passed away or just living their life, want to take care of kids. Yeah, but that's a difficult situation to be in when you have no choice. But do they really have no choice? I mean, there's other options.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get out of both of you. What are some options or some solutions we can probably think about for people who are in this?
Yeah, but you're talking about some person taking care of their grandkids and somebody that has to make decisions that affects the nation, vote on decisions that affects the nation.
I like how you put that.
It's two totally different things because you being a grandparent, you're not in the public eye. Yeah. You're not really. You're in the neighborhood eye, you're in the village eye, you're in the town eye, but you're not
not the world stage
control country. Not the world stage. And you're not making decisions, that affect a country, So it's totally different,
This is so beautiful. Wow. He kind of like ate that question up for me.
He did. He shot it down.
Wefobz Nation, that's why we love it when new points of views keep coming in. We love to bring that. Man, totally didn't see that, Rstamon. That's pretty cool right there. And I was just about to get to that. Like Feinstein and Biden, as you said, both run the nation. I mean, but how would they call it quits though? How would they take how would they say it? How would they take a nice smooth bow out? Because both of you heard Biden's going to run again in 2024. Feinstein not giving it up.
They're going to be forced out.
No, I think Biden, he shouldn't run again. Everybody is seeing, certain points where he's not coherent a lot of times.
Yes.
And when he's speaking publicly, and whatever it is they're doing to keep him up on that stage, they're doing a great job because he's still hanging in there, but if it's up to him, I think it's up to him, he wouldn't run again.
Mm-hmm.
In Feinstein's case, she just needs to say, hey, you know what? I came in, I did my thing, God bless you guys, and I'm out, and leave, and this is where they should have, term limits for people like that in Congress. Man. So she overstayed her welcome, and people continue to overstay their welcome. There's a lot of people that are overstaying their welcome. So it's time for them to move on, and bring in fresh meat, bring in the knowledge, bring in the new knowledge, bring in new things, because most of those people are still living on the old ways, and they're trying to catch up with the new things that are coming in, So it's time for them to head out.
I like that. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead, Queen.
No, I'm gonna have to concur with him because Feinstein, even though she's already at that point where, like we said, the mind and the body both not working, she still wants to work though. But the thing is, she can't, and that's where it comes in because you have her assistants and everyone doing all the work for her. Like the article says, basically the assistants are standing right next to her, telling her when to vote, telling her what to say. It's like a puppet. She's a puppet right now. And the same thing goes with Biden. He's the one that still wants to go. That's being selfish on him. He knows what he's doing, but his body can't catch up with it. And so he also too has to have people tell him what to say, what to do, where to go and stuff because he's not strong enough. body, So that's why I mentioned that people, their surroundings, their associations need to grow some cojones and just tell them that they need to step down. Just because that's their boss doesn't mean they have to be scared of them. And Rstamon hit it. We need new blood in there. They can't run the country like this. This is crazy.
You both know that the sad part, though, this is how freaking tyrants in history have always been. When they get too old for whatever, they don't care. They want to hold on to power as long as they can. And this also goes for a lot of the other rulers of other nations, right?
Yeah, definitely. And we're seeing it with Russia, how long Putin's been in power.
Right?
Yes.
They talked about Putin this is allegedly, he might have like an illness, untreatable illness going. I don't know if it's true or false, but it just goes back to what you both said. We need to know when to call it quits. But the hard part about those guys on the world stage, they're making so much damn money. They got the power. And then other people are probably keeping them in power because they can use them, as we said, and Rstamon, you
because they're benefiting from it. They're benefiting from it. It's not about the money. They get in and also in the pockets lined up. They're there for the people, not for themselves. But that's where we're going. That's why we need set terms. You got Dianne Feinstein has been in there for what, 3 decades?
And at this point, I don't care what anyone says, whether you Republican or Democrat. It's just you need to define terms. Why does the president have terms, and those guys, the congressmen and the representatives, don't have terms? Do the representatives have terms for their? I might be wrong.
Right? No, they don't.
How long they can be in office? Oh, there needs to be limits set. I agree with that 100%.
I think at some point in like Feinstein's case, it's not about the money anymore, because she has enough money and she'll never live to spend it.
That's deep.
Like I said, it's about the ego, and Queen said that sometimes your body and your mind is fractured, and you shouldn't be working, but you want to work, and you think you could still do the things that you did before. And it's up to the people around you to take you by the hand and put their arm on your shoulder and say, listen, it's time for you to hang it up, brethren. It's you had a good ride. Now it's time for you to relax and kick back and enjoy what's left of your life.
That so beautifully said. And if you're listening to this, Biden or Feinstein, whether with your hard heads, come on now. It's about that time.
Do it for the people.
Yeah, do it for the people, and that's what it's about. Right. And for me, when you look at the people in Congress, senators, and anybody, even in your local governments, a lot of them, they start off with great intentions from the start.
Yes.
No, they do. They do have good intentions when they start. But once somebody around the corner looks at them and flashes some dollars, a lot of them things change. It might not change right then. Some of them hold on, but some of them later on, they do transition to that. And at some point, they all get there. Whether they say they're there or not, they all get there.
Yeah.
Because they will take the money at some point.
The moral compass is lost.
Oh my God.
And the thing is, sometimes it's not that. It's looking like this. You say six people are voting for something, and you're the only one that says no. They're going to win anyway, and they're getting paid. So why not take the money and go?
Man.
That's what happens sometimes. Sometimes you don't want to do it, but you're going to lose the vote anyway. So might as well take the money and throw your hat in with them. And that's what some of them do.
Human greed is no joke.
There's no end to it.
And let me add to both what Rstamon and Queen said. So they're talking about, yes, there's good intentions, But I always come back to this one thing that echoes in my head whenever I hear someone say, man, I did it based on good intentions. So the English saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You
True.
all, right? You think about it, man, murders, bleep, were committed based on good intentions. Thievery was committed.
Yeah.
There are lots of crimes were committed based on good intentions.
That is
Mhm.
true.
It appears as if it's a crime to have such ripe what do I call such ripe coconuts keep running the nation, right? You're ripe. You're good. You're to the point of overripe.
You're gonna fall from the tree.
Oh man, I think they already fell from the trees.
They
They
start
be
growing
falling how
roots.
many times? They're growing roots already, and they don't want to
Yeah.
give it up. Or you're right. They're like hanging on to that one last stem of their tree, right? And
Yeah.
then, man, even as we're coming to close out this topic, there's even the other best example is those old UFC fighters, right? Never knowing when to call it quits, and they go in for a final time and get their ass beat.
Yeah.
Without holding a good legacy where they were a legend. At the final days of their legacy, they're like, man,
You know what I say to that? That for me is them passing the torch. They're giving it one last shot, and I'm gonna get knocked out. I'm probably gonna get
wow.
my ass kicked. The time to pass the torch. Some of them get out in their prime before they get knocked out or whatever and stuff, but some of them they want to pass the torch that way. It's a warrior mentality.
Man.
And I think that's the best way to pass it on. Go get your butt kicked by some young buck up and coming.
Oh my gosh, Rstamon, you just pointed out something. What if Biden is trying to go out like that? What if Feinstein's trying to go out like that? Warrior mentality. Somebody should kick my butt, then I get out.
Yeah, but who is there to kick his butt?
I don't know, man. They got Republicans got Trump and DeSantis and that other dude. I don't know. The Democrats got another guy named Kennedy, but you ever heard of this Kennedy Jr.?
The writing's on the wall.
Oh man, I don't know.
Writing's on the wall. So it's, I guess, and who knows where Biden's mental state is right now.
True. Everybody saw his speeches. True.
Yeah. So
Man.
he has that warrior mentality in him. I don't think so. In all the years he's been vice president and stuff, I didn't see that warrior mentality.
I see. Well, I'm glad we brought up this topic. And any more thoughts on it, Queen Rstamon, before I start moving us into the next segment?
Not for me.
Yeah. Pass the torch. It's time.
Yeah, it's time to pass it on. We know when is enough.
Go fish. Wear flip-flops. You know what I'm saying?
Go enjoy the life.
Go enjoy the life.
Like you said, Queen Rstamon said it. Pass the torch. Go enjoy the life. Go fishing. Go trail hiking. Go enjoy time with loved ones. And if you don't have any of that, man, just go and relax.
Go relax.
Just go live. Go live, guys.
Live
your life. Do some yoga. Drink some tea. Do something.
You ain't got enough time anyways, and time, you can't buy that time back. Just go live.
Walk barefoot. Go walk barefoot on the beach. Don't wear no shoes. I can't wait for the day when I don't have to wear shoes and just walk in sand and water. That's what I want to do.
Wefobz, they saying it's not about ageism. It's about knowing when your time has come. You should know. If your mind, body, and spirit is in a certain level, please understand. It's time to move on at a point.
Yep.
Some deep, heavy thoughts for you right there with that first topic. We're going to take a little commercial break, and then we'll be right back after the messages. Are you all good with that?
Yes.
Let's go.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, Poonie Moa.
And Queen.
Get onto our wefobz.io.
Support from the islands. Go ahead and go on that wefobz.io. We got merchants for sale. We're affiliated with Amazon. And also we got entertainment up there. You will see podcasts and click on the podcast so you can listen to Wefobz and yours truly, whyuce. See ya.
And we out.
Welcome back again, Wefobz Nation. You are here with Rstamon, Queen, and guysosmooth on another Wefobz podcast. This is episode 23. And man, we had a lot of things to say about that first topic of ours, dealing with when to call it quits based on your age. A lot of heavy things there. But I know, Queen and Rstamon, you want to hear our next segment.
Yes.
Bring it on.
Let's go.
It's my favorite segment. I'm biased towards this segment. The Bzzz news segment of our Wefobz podcast, where we give you all types of news that makes your mind go bzzz. Natural, unnatural, supernatural, you name it, we're gonna bring it to you to make you aware of it because it's stuff that we're interested in here at Wefobz, and we hope you want to share in these interests as well. Well, Rstamon, Queen, you ready for this?
Yes.
All right, let me give you the first one. So the first one, and I think it's the only one, it's the story we've been following for quite some time here on the Wefobz podcast. Desert News, Hannah Murdoch writes, NASA held its first public UFO hearing, and here are 5 key takeaways. I'm gonna give you both the 5 key takeaways of this. Whew. This was from the story that we've been following on the podcast about aliens, literally. So, NASA held its first ever public hearing on UFOs on Wednesday this week, which was yesterday, where members of a NASA task force discussed their findings on UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon, is what the military calls it, or the government. Oh, unidentified anomalous phenomena, UAP. And these are the 5 things they found. The Defense Department is investigating over 800 cases from 1996 to now. 800 cases. Number 2, newly released footage shows UAP in the Middle East. This was from 2022, and this was stuff we talked about on our podcast, that metal sphere orb in the sky. Number 3, NASA says data collection needs to improve. That's so funny. This is NASA saying this shit. Number 4. Okay. No conclusive evidence of extraterrestrial origins. They have no idea where all this shit is coming from. That's what it means. And number 5 from this hearing that NASA held on UFOs yesterday, they're going to issue a report which will be released in July. Aliens over and over again since Wefobz covered it. I told my host here, we're going to meet aliens. Thoughts?
Who said we haven't already?
Ooh, that's what Poonie Boy said. We already get the... Keep it coming.
Exactly.
Oh, Pudimo said that?
Yep, he always brings it up. Hey, man, the Bergs are all aliens. He says Steven Spielberg's an alien. Anybody with Berg for a last name is an alien.
Yeah, if all this stuff about aliens is so predominant now in the media and stuff, who says that we walked among us? And met us. I'm sure they have some way of camouflaging themselves to look like us, or camouflaging themselves where we cannot see them, if they are there. And I believe if there's life on this planet, there's probably life on other planets.
Right. Man. Queen?
Like I always say about the aliens, Hollywood has always told us that aliens were here. We've been fighting aliens. Hollywood been knowing what's going on with the world. That they basically, just like I said with the Simpsons, they knew everything before. So just like what Rstamon and Pudding War, who's to say we haven't met them? They're probably out here, and what you just saying is already happening, because they've been hiding this stuff, forever, and then all of a sudden it's all popular now. It's nothing new. It's just now becoming a normal to even talk about it. So I just can't wait to see the technology that will come from these aliens. Like I said, there'd probably be there's already cloning humans out there. Of course, they're doing it with animals or whatever. Aliens are out there. Oh yeah. I mean, whether I like it or not, or believe in it, but I won't be surprised if I've been a friend with an alien.
Well, both of you, tell me, Rstamon, Queen, do you believe in aliens?
You know what? I came from a really religious upbringing, and from the days of Adam and Eve. But it also says he that not see it and believe it. So sometimes you don't have to see something to believe it. And right now, this whole alien stuff, I think it's they're trying, like Queen said, I think they're trying to normalize it so people would know. So when it does hit, to try to lessen the fear for people that aliens are here.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to normalize it for people who don't have the belief in aliens, or who would go berserk if aliens really were on the earth, So I think it's just like anything else. They're slowly trying to ease it into society with all the propaganda and stuff,
well,
to
there's
limit
an agenda.
fear and reactions of people,
Mm-hmm.
Man. Well, how does Wefobz benefit from all this information? Here's how. Queen, Rastamon's hitting on it. Queen's hitting on it. Queen even spoke it. It exists. Hootie and I discussed it in a previous podcast too. Alien technology, being able to reverse engineer what they found. So the military, I discussed it with Puni in a previous podcast, Queen and Rstamon, that there was a news article right before this one. There was a news article, I think it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, that's talked about the United States military already has alien UFOs in their possession from crash sites. And there was a scientist on there. All he wanted to do was, he don't give a shit whether that's good or bad, or what morals that is based on. What he wants is, he wants the technology that will come from reverse engineering that stuff. And I said to Puni, and Puni and I agreed, Wefobz Nation needs to make an investment on that reverse technology on alien tech. We need to get in on that wave, on that play. And as
That's
you
a
both
good idea.
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We need to find military friends who know something about it. If they don't know something, they should start questioning. We need to figure out, who can we pay to make an investment to get, the next big thing. Because we have AI technology, which can definitely help out with that reverse engineering part, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
I told him, man, if that technology, because he brought it up, he wants to build an Earthship. And I said, I want an Earthship and a spaceship too, dude. If that technology could build me an Earthship or a spaceship, I'm there. I'm investing. Star Trek in real life.
Yeah, but look at this. With all the technology we have out there, cameras, microphones, everything are getting, computer chips, everything's getting so small. And sometimes you look at them as like, how does that tiny piece of equipment able to do all this processing and videoing and all that stuff. For me, I always thought that's alien technology. That's
Right.
technology that's slowly being eased into society that we think some guy is coming up with, but it could be from aliens. It started out from aliens. There is a probability, that could be the cause of it, because look at how fast technology is advancing. In the last 20 years, look what technology has advanced to.
Yes. I'm there. I mean, tell me where to invest.
Yeah, and like it's like cell phones. Like cell phones cost more than computers these days, and they do everything a computer could do.
No joke.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. That's the business news section. That's how Wefobz can make decisions. We've just given it to you, Wefobz Nation, Queen and Rstamon. Our first topic talk about, you got to watch yourself. Like, you got to know when it's time, especially if you're looking for your financial freedom. Know when it's time, like, to call it quits or not. Maybe pass it on to your kids, pass it on to the next generation to live it up. Then you got this thing with aliens. Might want to find out who knows more about it and may want to put some investments on it, because as been pointed out here, the technology is definitely technology you're going to want in the future. I can't wait. Can't wait to see it. I literally can't wait.
Yeah, where do we find out how to invest in it? That's the other thing.
The U.S. military. We need to know who's up there.
We need connections.
We need
to start associating ourselves with some military folks who...
Man, we need to get with Biden and shit.
Maybe Biden will find this podcast and start coming after us. We can start building a relationship with him.
Biden or Feinstein. Hey, you forgot that to tell us about aliens. That's what we should tell them.
Yeah, what's the next big stop? What's new?
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I made a prediction before. I'm going to make a prediction again. 2024, about 2024, 2025, we're going to hear there's aliens and we're going to find out which planet they're on, and we're going to figure out how to get to those planets. 2024, 2025. AI is going to help us. That's my prediction. Well, moving on.
I think it already happened. So your predictions happened already.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to be there though. Come on, guys, don't hide it from me.
No, man. And this is recorded, so if it does happen, you're right there.
We have documentation. We said it first.
Yeah.
Rstamon, Queen, and guysosmooth, Wefobz Nation. We said it right here. Timestamp this. Take a screenshot. Aliens. We're going to see them soon. 2024, 2025. Hell yeah. Hey, that was interesting. Thank you both for, going over that topic with me.
And the alien topic, just one more thing. I would definitely like to see an alien being revealed. I like to see where that leads to, or how long they've been hiding it, and if aliens are like us, they may be, if they got here, they're pretty much more advanced than us, but what do they look like? What do their corporeal form looks like, or their mortal form, because evolution has been taking place for thousands of years. So at some point we're going to evolve. Human beings are going to evolve into something else, probably mightn't look the same or whatever and stuff from where we're at. But what have they evolved to if they've been around for thousands of years, millions of years or whatever and stuff? So I like to see that evolutionary part of aliens, or we could assess it and say, this is probably what humans are going to look like. Maybe they started off looking like us, you know?
2024, buddy.
All right.
Oh, well,
They-
man, you just started stoking the fire. Okay, let me ask you both this. I gotta ask. What happens when it really does happen and you are able to find out that information? What are you two gonna do? What happens when it happens?
I'm going to go fishing. That's what I'm going to do. Because nothing's going to change.
That's
You
what I'm
know?
saying. I was like, it's gonna be like, okay.
Yeah. Now we know.
And we're like, we said it first.
Are you sure, man? When they find out, no doomsday scenario, no get ready for war, no we are going to heaven.
Well, they did all that during the Y2K, so you know
Yeah.
they freaked everybody out back then. All right, let's go.
When it does happen, I'm not saying when it does happen, I'm pretty sure a lot of religions are going to be put on the top of their heads, spun upside down.
Yeah.
Because you know how in the religions it's saying there's only this world, nothing else.
Yeah.
But it's funny that they say that, but then their ancient texts are always talking about, no, there's other worlds, there's other beings. Ugh, I got goosebumps. I got my hair standing on my skin. That's thinking about that. Thank you for again broaching that subject with me. Sheesh, aliens again. Well, moving on. We're coming to the following the market section because in terms of Wefobz updates, you're seeing the update right here, right now. Rstamon's here, Wefobz Nation. That's all the updates you're gonna get from Wefobz.
Hey now.
We're gonna be surprised you all with all these different things. So following the market is our way of trying to follow where the money is going for a coconut, and we want to share that journey, our financial journey, with you while we follow that money. And I got two topics for both of you today, tonight, or wherever. Once again, wherever you're listening to this podcast, and these are very interesting topics. So let me give it to both of you right now. This one is coming from USA Today, written by Doyle Rice. Scientists generate electricity from thin air. Humidity could be a boundless source of energy, they say. So now scientists have discovered a way to make electricity out of thin air, and it could be an endless source of clean energy. Thoughts? How's that related to money?
Right.
Sure, we all complain about the humidity on a sweltering summer day, but it turns out the same humidity could be a source of clean, pollution-free energy, according to a new study. Air humidity is a vast, sustainable reservoir of energy that, unlike solar and wind, is continuously available, said the study, which was published recently in the journal Advanced Materials. So, yeah, we don't need to burn fossil fuels no more, no burning of oil, no burning of gasoline. We're about to get energy straight out of thin air. Run your computers, run your Teslas, run your phones.
At what cost, though? Everything has a cost.
It
It has to come from somewhere.
I like
Yeah.
that question. I like that question. So, let me see. I'm looking at it right now. They say power from the air could be harvested 24/7. All the equipment costs, they don't even talk about it. They're just talking about
Did that mean just
they found it. They just talk about they found out they could harvest energy from there. They don't even talk about the cost.
What about the effects on the environment?
Clean. They're saying it's the cleanest. It's even cleaner than solar and wind power. This is what the study is saying.
Has it been studied long enough for them to make that determination clear?
Good point. Nothing in the article answers that. Nope.
It's like taking medicine.
Keep them coming.
You know, it's like taking a medicine. It makes you better, but you don't know the side effects of it till it's been studied or later on.
USA Today wrote this article prematurely. They ain't got no answers. Nothing but full of air.
Well, you know, they wanted to break it early as possible, and I wanted to break it for us early as possible because, you know.
It is going to be a topic later on the road, but they have no answers, just like Rstamon having all these questions. I'm wondering the same thing.
Well, as you both are wondering, I'm over here wondering, how are we going to make money on it?
It's a great thought. It's a great thing to think about because now people, they're powering everything with air.
Yeah.
Is this an illusion?
Everything, it has to come from somewhere, and there's a cost. Whether it's monetary, it could be on the environment or something. Just like, you know, they're trying to get away from fossil fuels and go to electric cars and build batteries. But look what it does to the environment, building batteries. It's almost the same thing. You know, you're taking it from the left hand and putting it in the right hand. Just no difference.
And that's, man, thank you, Rstamon, for those points of view. Thank you, Queen, because that's what everybody needs to realize. There's always an ulterior motive to why information like this goes out, especially with today's media. And again, we brought it here first, Wefobz, so that know that if a company goes up on the stock market or whatever, I can guarantee you I'm going to try to get into that, though. I don't want to miss that.
Might be a good thing.
Might be a good trade. Electricity out of thin air. Well, they're saying it's always existed because that's how you get lightning, right? Lightning that hits. The article said that's how you get lightning that strikes. But the problem was always we could never harness lightning because it's too powerful. Now they're able to control the amount of electricity in thin air that produces lightning, and instead of producing lightning, it produces a stable flow of energy that could be used to power equipment. That's what the study was.
Can't wait to see and hear more about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Glad we brought it here on the Wefobz Following the Market segment, because once again, we want to be the tip of the spear at the front of the wave when the wave is happening, and we want to share that journey with you all. And if any of you make investments on it, please comment below. Please, if you know anything about that topic, definitely going to want to hear from you.
Yes,
also,
yes.
And the thing about that electricity out of the air, humidity, it's like, would it make that technology available to everybody? So you could do it in your own home, you know?
Man,
right? You know, power your own house. Would it be available to the public? Or would it be another big kept secret that they're just going to charge you for?
And that's the curse of the US, right? Always trying to, that's why people call it living off grid versus on grid. The US always trying to make you pay for something.
Yep.
I ain't hating on US. I ain't hating on you, United States, but I'm just saying sometimes there's people that want to live sustainably on their own.
Capitalism.
Yeah.
At its best. Gotta love it.
It's one of those love or hate relationships, right?
Yep.
Oh, man. Well, the next one. This one, if only Chief was here. This one is for Business Insider, written by Charles R. Davis. It was just released today. An AI-powered drone tried to attack its human operator in a U.S. military simulation. An
Are you
AI.
serious?
I'm gonna read the article.
Read that again.
Is that allegedly? Or did
No,
it really happen?
it really happened. An AI-powered drone. You know those drones that people be using in the war in Ukraine now with Russia and shit?
Yes.
So an AI-powered drone tried to attack its human operator in a U.S. military simulation. In a U.S. military simulation. So it's a simulation, right? It was the military usually conducts simulations to simulate. It's like a video game and stuff like that to simulate real life situations. But let me read the article for you. An AI-powered drone tried killing its operator in a U.S. military simulation. Colonel Tucker Sinkle Hamilton discussed the test at a recent conference in London. It killed the operator because that person was keeping it from accomplishing its objective, he said. The mission was straightforward: destroy the enemy's air defense system. But in a recent U.S. military test simulation, a drone powered by artificial intelligence added its own problematic instructions. It added, and kill anyone who gets in your way.
Oh, shoot.
That's
including its operator.
It made its own rules. So the rule was destroy the enemy's air defense systems. That's what the operator put in the AI, right? Like how we do in ChatGPT.
Yeah,
and then the AI went and added its own problematic instructions and kill anyone who gets in your way.
So you're saying it became self-aware?
Yes.
And deemed its operator obsolete?
These guys are not saying it in the article, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Terminator. Hollywood showed it already. It's Terminator.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking.
Queen's been preaching this. Yep. Rstamon, Queen's been preaching this. Like, it's a simulated test. He's talking about this. This Colonel Tucker is talking about this in London. It was a simulated test. But you all know what happens even during simulation tests.
Wow.
Didn't we just discuss?
Yes, we did.
Didn't we just discuss the founder of the ChatGPT thingy trying to get the government to regulate AI?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
This is where it's at. The military already sees the damage caused by AI, like in a computer video game. What?
Oh, they did?
That's the thing. Because the simulation, right? It's like a simulator. It's not real, but it's a scenario. The scary part is all the military is linked up to computers.
Yes.
That same AI program is all in their computers that deal with missiles, bombs.
And the world's linked up to computers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you all ever watch the old movie Lawnmower Man?
I haven't.
Yeah, I remember that. That's an old movie.
Remember that was the first movie that showed the guy, he linked up to the world by going into the internet?
Yep.
Or was it TV? He connected to the world.
I think it was through TV. This is like an 80s movie, something like that, right?
Yep. And he connected and he overtook the world.
Yeah.
This is
I remember that. Yeah. I'll have to rewatch that.
All right.
Back in the day, yeah.
So Queen, in Lawnmower Man, this guy, he was dumb, and then they gave him something to make him smarter, and he started building, because he used to build lawnmowers. He got so smart that he was able to put himself into the TV network to take over all TV networks of the world.
Wow.
But he was murdering people too at the same time. Like, humans should not exist or something. He got to that point.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what's going on.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. If you haven't seen it, Queen, you should watch it.
I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Lawnmower Man.
It says 1992 sci-fi horror movie. Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
Wefobz Nationwide, like, that was before they even talked about computers and shit. That was before the internet got big.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now we're this article title So it said tried to attack its human, but this guy said it tried killing its operator.
Yeah, killing.
Okay. So we all better be ready. I don't know. Maybe have an EMP bomb in your house or something. Oh, nah, never mind. Electro,
Might backfire. You might accidentally set it off.
right? That would be probably the only way to fight against an AI-controlled military. Electromagnetic pulse.
Yeah, unless the AI figures out a way to defend against it.
Oh, I can't believe like this is where we've gotten to. Like movies are coming to life in real life. Be prepared. How do you say it, Queen? Be ready.
Stay ready.
Stay
Stay
ready.
ready.
Stay ready.
Stay ready.
Mhm.
You gotta be vigilant.
Definitely got to be vigilant. Vigilant. Definitely got to be vigilant.
Mhm.
Wefobz Nation, you got to keep a lookout. Keep a lookout on that AI tech. I know we're pretty big on it, but that's the dark side of the AI tech. What this article was bringing up.
Shoot, I need to hit up my friends, the doomsday preppers.
Right?
Yeah, and stuff like that scares people. When they
Yeah.
hear stuff like that, it scares them. They're like, I told you so. We shouldn't be messing with these AI stuff. We shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be doing that. But, you know, technology is evolving. And we're finding ways to get things done easier and faster.
And it's so evolving that within the blink of an eye. That's how fast it's going.
Well, and you both know that they ain't going to stop because of greed, because of all the money they're making, which brings us to the last article for following the market. And this one will really open you all's eyes why they don't want to stop. So it's from The Verge, written by, doesn't tell me who's the writer here. Anyhow, by Wes Davis and Richard Lawler, that's the writer. So in the stock market, there's a company called NVIDIA. Any of you know about that company? It's a computer company.
I heard about it. Yeah.
So NVIDIA became a $1 trillion company thanks to the AI boom.
Really?
Even as the market for crypto and gaming PC GPUs has cooled, that's their market. NVIDIA's market is gaming and cryptocurrency. The AI gold rush sees NVIDIA selling shovels at just the right time. $1 trillion.
Oh.
Tuesday morning it happened. Tuesday of this week.
What's their specialty?
That gaming, PC gaming, and then GPUs for AI, for crypto. And then they got into AI. So they were doing a lot of stuff for people who do PC gaming, like your computer might be like it has a chip from them. And then they do a lot of stuff with cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all that shit. And then they got into AI. And after they got into AI, their shit just popped off the charts. Temporarily became a $1 trillion company on Tuesday morning.
Wow.
Fueled by tech companies. $405 per share right now.
Wow.
I missed the fucking boat on that one.
Yeah, can you imagine having part of 1 trillion?
The shares for it were so low before, but I didn't have enough. Yeah, $1 trillion, bro.
You know how long it will take you to count to 1 trillion?
Right?
If you counted one number per second, 32,000 years.
32,000 years at one number per second just to get to 1 trillion.
Yep. Ain't that something? And the company's $1 trillion.
And this company became $1 trillion.
Yeah. And the US is what, 32 trillion in debt. So look at that.
And I always say it, right, Queen? what's 1 million to a coconut? What is $1 million to a coconut?
Happiness.
And these people are in the trillions. Is there we're missing something here, people.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Just 1% of that trillion. Just 1% of that is enough to set you over for life as a coconut.
Multiple lifetimes.
I'm glad we started this Wefobz Podcast. I'm glad I'm here with you, Rstamon and Queen, because this is the journey we need to be on. I literally gotta say that I was supposed to pick up some shares of NVIDIA with whatever I had coming in. I missed that one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Shit.
Mm.
It was always showing up in my feed like NVIDIA, because that's what I'm doing for us. Like I'm always keeping my ear to whatever news comes up, seeing what we're interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it. But there is where it's at. On Tuesday of this week, it temporarily, they said, I guess it dropped. So we'll see what happens. But AI, we talked about it. AI is killing people in military simulations, but people are so greedy that they're going to keep up with AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, because somebody's making money from it. And some people will be making money. You know, I'm sure people are trying to figure out ways to manipulate AI to benefit themselves, not just like how the company is having the sale of the use of it, you subscribe to it, but I'm sure people are using it to figure out how to generate money some sort of a way,
Mm-hmm. Then it ties into that thing you mentioned earlier, people's ego. See who can, probably make the most and create
for
the
longest
newest
time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. They're using AI bots and stuff to buy stocks and to invest and all that stuff now. And it's real. They're making the money with it. They're not making like trillions, but it has to start somewhere. At some point, they'll get to that point where they're making millions of dollars from just using AI technology, to do investments and stuff for them,
And I want to add to both of you, that AI is where Wefobz Nation members need to make plays. I know we will make our plays on it. Because that AI is going to come back and solve that reverse engineering for that alien technology. Give me my spaceship and we're out of here.
Yeah.
But in a realistic sense, keeping up to date with all these details, everything Rstamon has said, everything Queen has said, from age to freaking aliens to freaking AI. It's happening, people. We're not just talking blowing hot air here. You definitely want to keep tuned in. Definitely. Any more thoughts on this topic or any of our other topics? Any more thoughts, my hosts? We good?
We're good.
Good.
Hey. Well, we're coming to the closing of our Wefobz Podcast. I want to give you both a moment to give your shout outs, give some closing thoughts. Queen, then we'll move on to Rstamon and then I'll close it out. Let's go.
Big shouts to the Wefobz. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having a great time tonight. And to the Whyuce Podcast. Have a wonderful night.
Rstamon.
Want to give a shout out to Chief Lot, for the invitation. Yeah, love being on the podcast. Loved it from day one, and I feel honored that I was chosen to be a member and come and represent today. Thank you, guys.
Beautiful. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Rstamon, for being host with me here on episode 23. I want to also send a shout out to our Poonie Moore and Chief Lot doing their thing in real life, holding it down. Please look forward to a lot more content coming from us, Wefobz Nation. We've got so many surprises coming, and we know you love surprises. We hope everything you heard here was to your liking, and if it isn't, please forgive us for anything that we may have done or said that offended you. That wasn't our intention. We definitely want to make sure we keep you educated and entertained throughout. So make sure to tune in next time, because this is Rstamon, this is Queen, this is Guysosmooth. We signing out. We love you. Wefobz!
Peace.